Witness the making of one of Malaysia's biggest projects ever. A colossal project, 2 years in the making, costing a total of 11.3 billion ringgit over 10 years. Aimed at transforming the nation's broadband network into a world-class next-generation high-speed fiber optic-driven network, with a mission to transform the nation for the future. It will involve some of the best minds in the country, going up against the forces of nature in their quest to complete the project in world record time.
There is a risk, but failure is not an option.
This is the incredible story of the making of Malaysia's high-speed broadband project. '21st-century Malaysia, a diverse multiracial nation of over 28 million people, on a mission to become a fully developed nation of the future. Prime Minister Dato Sri Mohammed Najib has grand plans for Malaysia.
My vision for Malaysia is to transform Malaysia. This is a journey that will catapult us to become a fully developed nation by the year 2020.
The seeds of this plan began in 1996, when former Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad introduced Vision 2020.
At that time, everybody was talking about communication, the progress made by communication, and we can communicate in so many different media, by sound, by pictures. So if we are to make progress towards 2020, for example, we need to have the facilities for communicating, because it is age of knowledge.
On a quest to become a fully developed nation, a crucial need is identified. Malaysia needs to upgrade its broadband network, the lifeline of communications. But how does the network function? When we access the internet through our devices, the information we seek is located in servers around the world. The devices are connected to the servers through wireless connections and wired cable connections. Software allows the devices to communicate with the servers, while the cables act as highways in which data is transmitted. This upgrade will be known as the High-Speed Broadband Project, an ambitious plan to transform Malaysia's broadband network to a next-generation fiber optic-driven network. The goal? To enhance the speed at which we can communicate. To execute the project, the government joins forces in a first-of-its-kind public-private partnership with the #1 telecommunications provider in Malaysia, TM.
Here we are embarking upon a very ambitious and yet essential project in partnership with the government of Malaysia. So to us, this is going to be the one where we have, we are given the opportunity to directly contribute to nation building.
Telecommunications industry in Malaysia is truly dependent much on Telecom Malaysia's facilities, and therefore whatever TM is doing is actually complementary to the future of the industry in this country.
There's no developed country that is not strong in ICT and also in terms of high-speed broadband. So it is almost like a prerequisite that to become a developed country, we need to have the high-speed broadband.
The initial target is to provide high-speed broadband access to 1.3 million premises by the end of the year 2012. It's a bold decision. No country in the world has ever achieved so much in so little time. The key areas targeted for the first phase of the rollout are the Klang Valley, Iskandar Malaysia Johor, and key industrial areas of Malaysia. It is one of the biggest investments ever into the nation's infrastructure.
Well, this high-speed broadband is one of the largest projects that TM has invested. It's a co-investment with the government of Malaysia. The total project cost is 11.3 billion ringgit over a span of 10 years.
The cost of completing the project would be approximately equivalent to building a highway from Johor Bahru to Bangkok, Thailand. However, instead of cars, the new high-speed broadband network will be a superhighway for information. With the pressure on, TM assembles its A-team. Experts from various fields are gathered with one goal in mind: to complete one of the biggest infrastructure projects ever in Malaysia.
We have taken the approach of doing this HSBB project on an end-to-end basis, where it covers not just one portion of the network, but the whole end-to-end chain of the network.
This means that broadband connections from the home to the core network to the international network will all be upgraded. Heavy machinery is called in for civil works that will take place in key areas around the country. A massive upgrade to the existing broadband network. After months of planning, the project rolls out. Leading the rollout operations is TM's Chief Technology and Innovation Officer, Giorgio Migliorina, and his team. Giorgio has led multiple telecom projects all over the world. He is fully aware of the challenges ahead.
The scale of this project is massive. I think it's nothing that Malaysia has seen before. We are going to roll out fiber to 1.3 million homes.
However, rolling out the project in Malaysia will have its own unique set of complexities.
The rainfall in Malaysia is about 3 times the rainfall in the UK, and it's about 50% higher than the rainfall in Japan. So you have to plan very carefully, because whenever it rains here, it pours, and we have to stop working until it finishes. At the same time, we also have to select the right materials. Whenever it rains here, there are a lot of ducts and manholes that fill up with water. So all the material that we need to use must be tested and proven to work in these very harsh conditions, with very high humidity as well.
In Putrajaya, the nation's administrative capital, civil works are underway as preparations are made before fiber cables can be laid underground. Heading the on-ground rollout team is Asmawati Yusof.
We are at Putrajaya constructing the civil works and manholes and laying of ducts for the fiber optic cables. This will become the infrastructure for the high-speed broadband project.
The aim today is to lay 6-way pipes underground. These pipes will act as underground ducts in which the fiber cables will be laid through. First, the team digs up a trench up to 2 meters deep and ½ a meter wide. The bottom must be flattened with a machine to ensure that the ground is solid. Then the first layer of 3 pipes goes to the bottom. Cement is laid over the pipes to keep it in place. Then the second layer of 3 pipes is laid on top of it and cement is poured over it again. However, a problem is brewing.
Clouds. It's going to rain. It's going to rain.
Storm clouds are approaching on the horizon. If the work is incomplete before the rain comes, the rain will flood the trenches, causing the pipes to float up from the unhardened cement. A delay that the team wants to avoid. It's now a race against the weather to complete it. The weather holds off for just long enough for the remaining pipes to be laid in and the cement to harden. Finally, the pipes are covered up with earth again, sealing the pipes safely underground.
It's a really close call today. While the team is laying the pipes, the ducts, suddenly the weather decided to take a turn. At the end of the day, despite the challenges, the team got the job done.
These pipes are now ready to be inserted with fiber optic cables. Fiber optic cables are made of a few layers. Its innermost layer is optical fiber. Optical fiber is a flexible, transparent fiber made out of glass. It is almost as thin as a strand of hair. Each strand is able to transmit large amounts of data at super speeds over long distances. It carries data through light that is refracted inside its core. The high-speed broadband project will involve over 700,000 kilometers of fiber optic cables, as well as thousands of motherboards for the exchanges. TM is working closely with their vendors across the country to ensure that each component is produced according to international standards. With the nation watching, they know that they cannot afford any mistakes.
We are very much aware that the whole Malaysia and the government is looking at us. And definitely we are feeling a lot of pressure.
Will TM be able to handle the pressure and complete the project in time? What other challenges lay ahead of them?
Before you enter the manhole, you need to detect are there any toxic gas or not.
Malaysia has embarked on a grand transformation plan, the high-speed broadband project. The goal? To upgrade the nation's broadband network to one that is driven by next-generation fiber optic technology.
We want to be the best in the region and be able to achieve the 100% broadband penetration rate by the year 2020.
Driving this historic project is Malaysia's leading telecommunications player, TM.
When we embark into the unknown, there's always the risk of failure. But that will not stop us from trying our utmost best to make this a great success.
The odds are stacked against them, for they aim to roll out the service in world record time.
Well, the biggest challenge that I see in making sure that we meet the timeline as promised in the agreement with the government is the sheer coordination that we have to make at the Program Management Office to make sure that every part of the organization are in tandem with the whole program.
With the nation watching closely, there is no turning back. To support the anticipated higher demand for bandwidth from Malaysia, TM must add additional routes to the existing international network. Out in the South China Sea, operations are underway to find new submarine cable routes. Leading this is TM's Marine Survey Officer, Khalil Hassan.
Means by tomorrow night we can complete on the block line. And also there are also updates for...
Khalil hopes for good weather on his expedition.
The challenge during the survey is weather and sea current. If the wave very high, maybe we will stop the operation for a while. And also if the currents are strong, the operation will be delayed.
Delays that he cannot afford if they want to complete the project on time. At the rear of the ship, the marine engineers have been dropping a device known as a sonar fish into the water. The sonar fish works by emitting sound waves around it. The sound waves will bounce off nearby objects and reflect back onto the sonar. This allows it to compile data about the underwater landscape. On board the ship, the survey team is compiling the data. A survey must be done to ensure that the route where the submarine cables are to be laid will be on solid ground and will not be obstructed. However, the data gathered today brings bad news.
Well, but only we have a small problem here. Yes. Can we see from here the rock area? Only we have a gap around 100 meters.
A large rock formation is obstructing their planned route for the cables. They must come up with a solution. After analyzing the data again, they decide to reroute the cables around the rock formation.
everything's going well. And then we have just a slightly problem. Some certain portions, we have a rock area, but this problem is solved already. Now I'm happy because we done well.
With the marine survey complete, another team on a cable ship will come out to sea to lay down the cables underwater. One end of the cables is pulled from the ship to the shore. Once secured on shore, the fiber cable is dropped to the seabed. The other end of the cable is loaded into a 30-ton sea plow. The plow is then lowered onto the seabed. The plow will then simultaneously lay and bury the cable along the planned route decided during the marine survey. This cable will eventually link up with stations that TM is setting up overseas. These stations will receive incoming broadband traffic and will boost outgoing broadband traffic. Once complete, these new upgrades will improve Malaysia's international connectivity with the rest of the world. Back in the heart of Kuala Lumpur, while most people are heading home from work, the day is just beginning for TM's Civil Works team. Working in the middle of downtown Kuala Lumpur poses unique challenges for Asmawati and her ground crew.
First, you need to get permit. So for the local authorities, they only allow us to work in downtown KL from 10:30 p.m. to 4 a.m. That's the only window we have.
With a small window of time to work, they cannot afford any delays. Their goal tonight is to pull cables through pre-existing underground ducts. To access these ducts, they need to go down manholes where unseen dangers lurk.
These manholes are dangerous. The one that we are doing tonight is 14 feet in height. Before you enter the manhole, you need to detect are there any toxic gas or not. When it reaches an acceptable level, then only they go in.
The team proceeds with caution. A gas reader is put in to detect the presence of hazardous gases. Their fears are realized. Unsafe levels of methane gas are detected. Organic decomposition in the ground creates toxic gases which seep into the manholes. In a confined space without proper ventilation, methane gas is extremely dangerous, for it is highly flammable. High levels of methane gas may also displace the oxygen in the manhole and could lead to suffocation and possibly death.
It's toxic.
Safety is of the highest priority to the team, and no risks are taken. A blower is inserted into the manhole to blow out the methane gas. When the methane gas is blown into the atmosphere, it dissipates in strength and is no longer harmful. Finally, the methane gas level has been reduced. It is now safe to descend. Once at the bottom, a technician lays through fiber optic cables that will come out of the other end of the manhole, thus connecting the network. Asmawati is thankful that everything has gone according to plan tonight.
We haven't derailed the schedule, so we are on track with this project so far.
By the time the team wraps up, the city is already fast asleep. Besides Kuala Lumpur, another area that is a priority for the high-speed broadband rollout is Nusajaya in Iskandar, Malaysia, located in southern Johor. It is being developed as a world-class metropolis of the future, equipped with first-class facilities. Iskandar Malaysia will come complete with high-speed broadband facilities for its smart homes and businesses. Having high-speed broadband infrastructure is a key factor in attracting foreign investors to Iskandar Malaysia.
Definitely, as new investment coming in, they will also be looking for this sort of broadband, which we need to ensure that this facility will be up and competitive and on par with most of the developed countries throughout the world.
The rollout phase of the high-speed broadband project is going well. However, are there procedures in place to protect the new network in the event of a crisis? What would happen if a major catastrophe were to suddenly strike?
So around 2:30 p.m. of the day, I received an SMS from my team saying that we lost several bandwidth. When I say several, that is quite huge.
Malaysia's rollout of the high-speed broadband project is in full swing. The goal? To provide next-generation high-speed broadband access for 1.3 million premises. The team has had to battle unpredictable weather, the rumbling ocean currents, and hazardous gases. After months of progress, the rollout phase has now reached the residential areas. It's a crucial phase of the operation, as fiber from the main lines will finally be connected to fiber that will reach homes directly. It's a delicate procedure, as the team needs to join two fiber optic cables together. First, cables on both ends are stripped of its cladding. The team must move quickly, as the longer the bare fibers are exposed to the air, the higher chance that it will get contaminated with dust or dirt particles. Next up, the fusion splicer. This device enables them to have a microscopic view of the ends of both fibers once they are clamped inside. Once aligned, a short electrical discharge melts the ends of the fibers. The fibers are then pushed together and fused. The fiber cables can now be pulled directly into the premises. The connections to the premises are patched through TM's exchanges. These exchanges act as facilitators for broadband traffic to be connected from the core network and international gateways to the premises. Approximately 95 exchanges are equipped to handle the delivery of high-speed broadband service. Each exchange can provide nearly 25,000 premises with high-speed broadband connectivity. But will such an extensive network be able to handle unexpected disasters? TM's Internet Protocol Network Operations Center was built to handle such emergencies. It is home to TM's Crisis Management Task Force. Led by Badrul Hisham, they are the first to respond to any network crisis. On 11 March 2011, Badrul and his team faced one of their biggest challenges ever.
Around 2:30 p.m. of the day, I received an SMS from my team saying that we lost several bandwidth. When I say several, that is quite huge.
Little did he know that he was about to face one of the most devastating natural disasters in Asia. A major earthquake had struck northeast Japan. The 9.0 magnitude earthquake triggered a ferocious tsunami that lashed across the Pacific Ocean at the speed of a jetliner. Several internet lines are getting congested and going offline. The crisis response team must act fast.
I think we have quite a scenario here.
The team quickly conducts a comprehensive analysis of the disaster. The tremendous force of the earthquake had caused an undersea cable off the coast of Japan to snap. This cable carried vital internet traffic from Malaysia to the rest of the world. With the line down, other lines carrying internet traffic have started to become congested. Badrul cannot afford for more lines to go offline. With no room for error, he decides to reroute the traffic to alternate submarine cable lines. TM's crisis response team rolls into action. Within minutes, his plan works, and they recover most of the lost internet traffic with minimal disruptions.
I'm proud to say that the team carry out their plan accordingly and professionally. They are very well prepared on this situation, and everything was under control within 1 hour after the event.
TM's crisis response team had saved the day and is well prepared to handle such future crises. With the first phase of the ground rollout complete, Asmawati has one final crucial task to complete before the service is released to the public. Today, her team is at Cyberjaya and will put the entire system through a final stringent test.
This will test whether the network end-to-end is able to provide the services in good condition. It will test the equipment together with the passive network that we have newly laid on the ground. Okay, let's test another cable.
The team is anxious. If there are any glitches to the system today, they will have to delay the release of the service.
So voice, perfect, IPTV, good.
After hours of testing, Asmawati is finally satisfied.
Very good. The newly installed hardware has been tested perfect. I'm happy with the test results and how the things went on today.
It's all systems go. The TM team has accomplished their mission, rolling out the first phase of this groundbreaking project. It has only taken a short span of 18 months for TM to launch Malaysia's first high-speed broadband service, a new world record. By the end of 2010, TM will make high-speed broadband available to over 760,000 premises. With the rollout a success, the moment of truth has arrived. TM launches its highly anticipated high-speed broadband service through its brand, Unifi. But TM has a special feature for their Unifi package. It's the first of its kind in Malaysia, a special bundle of services known as the Triple Play service. The Triple Play service offers 3 services over a single broadband line: fixed line telephone service, high-speed internet, as well as Internet Protocol TV, or IPTV. TM's IPTV brand, HIP TV, aims at revolutionizing the way people experience television.
It is a service that provides both linear television experience as well as interactive experience. It consists of both video on demand, where you only request the things that you want at the time that you want. The Y and the X generations of today is more about interacting with the content rather than content being pushed to them.
While Unifi currently offers up to 20 megabits per second to consumers, in the near future, speeds of up to 100 megabits per second will be available. That will allow users to download a full-length high-definition film in approximately 2 minutes. The launch of high-speed broadband marks the dawn of a new age for the nation. It is a historic milestone for the country, as well as TM.
Very fine.
Other telco players will also have access to the high-speed broadband core network, and they'll be able to offer new products and services to their own customers.
We are learning how to collaborate together. Earlier we were competition, now we're learning to collaborate. Someone like TM understands its role, that it's gone beyond just being a fixed line competitor, but to provide the fixed line backbone for the whole country so that people have more choices.
It's beyond just plain capacity or speed. I think it's the experience. When you want it, what you want and how you want it at that point in time. And it's almost customized to the needs and the desire of a customer.
However, in the next few months, TM's own high-speed broadband service, Unifi, will be tested by its toughest critics, their new customers. After 2 challenging years of around-the-clock work, Malaysia's first phase of its high-speed broadband rollout is finally complete and is set to transform the nation's broadband network into a next-generation fiber optic-driven network. However, there is also an exciting transformation happening within TM itself. Over 20,000 staff, vendors, and contractors have gone through training sessions to better equip themselves to deal with new technologies being implemented as part of the project. The customer service team is given further training while a new operations software system is developed to allow the automation of more activities. It's all an effort to better serve their customers. With the training a success, TM is already looking towards the future and is finding ways to further improve its network. The TM Innovation Center is the heart and soul of its research and development work. Giorgio Migliorina reveals the work that is going into the development of new technologies for the future.
We are setting up an infrastructure that is able to deal with data at a pace that is orders of magnitude higher than what you would normally expect. Therefore, we are trying here new switches, new routers, and new softwares that are able to route the data and the traffic as fast as possible. One of the things that we are doing is to try and create chips that are not using silicon as the main component, but gallium arsenide. But I believe that the gallium arsenide is a little bit like the Ferraris of integrated circuits. You can use gallium arsenide instead of silicon. You can get much higher performance in terms of speed, and of course, much higher power consumption.
The exploration of innovative technology is TM's investment into the future. Months have gone by after the initial launch of Unifi, TM's high-speed broadband service. Mr. Chow and his family are one of the first customers of TM's new Unifi service in the Klang Valley. They get to enjoy high-speed internet access, the many high-definition channels available on HIP TV, as well as crystal clear phone calls.
Before we had Unifi, I would work. I'll be on Skype call with my client, and I can tell when my mom is doing something with the internet, because my connection will suddenly, from nice and clear, and I'll go, "Mom, stop watching your Korean movie!" And my mom like,
frustrating.
And my mom will be like, "Okay."
In the midst of an interesting part, you just cut me off.
But now with Unifi, we can just do whatever we want. We don't have to shout at each other, and we're very happy with there's harmony.
It has also proven to be helpful for Shane as he works from the comforts of his home.
What I do is I program websites. I help my customers generate more revenue for their e-commerce sites.
With faster broadband speeds, it has greatly enhanced his ability to stay connected with his clients who are mostly based in the United States.
With Skype, I have a US phone number which my clients can call. They can pick up their regular landline or their handphones, dial in my US number, and it'll connect them to this computer right here. And I can actually talk to them like I'm talking over the phone. My profits this year, since I've had high-speed broadband, has doubled what I made last year. And I'm expecting to probably triple last year's profits next year. And this is all due to high-speed broadband.
For Shane and his family, it's been a positive experience. But will high-speed broadband be a game changer for businesses? Over in Cyberjaya, Woodwing, an international software company, has seen an increase in demand for its services with the introduction of high-speed broadband in Malaysia.
Woodwing is a Dutch software company based in Amsterdam, in Holland. So essentially what we do is we help them convert their content for print into the new mediums like tablets. And here in Malaysia we have, for example, The Star as one of our customers. They were actually the first newspaper in Malaysia to launch on the iPad. And also the New Straits Times, Harian Metro, and since last week, Berita Harian.
Remco believes that high-speed broadband will lead to the creation of more jobs in the creative field.
So essentially, there's a lot of additional jobs that can be created by the need for this more creative content with higher bandwidth sizes. So in that sense, it's a creator of jobs in a very interesting and creative industry.
The effects can also be seen in Putrajaya, the administrative capital of Malaysia. Government offices have recognized the need to keep pace with the digital revolution and have implemented a national e-government policy.
Today, very easy. People are public to access government because we provide service 24/7. So anytime you can contact government office because we provide the service all the time.
High-speed broadband has opened up opportunities for the government to offer more services online.
For example, you want to renew license, now everything is online. You want to have a work permit, also online. So even you can file your income tax, also online. It's about time to use that facilities to enhance public service as a whole for benefit of the country.
One of the most exciting potentials for growth with high-speed broadband is in the education sector.
I think it will revolutionize teaching, it will revolutionize learning, it will create an impact on the way we learn, the way students do assignments. For example, on video on demand, the lecturer can give a lecture and can be recorded. And if the students were to have it, he can get access anywhere, any part of Malaysia. So it is totally a new way of learning.
There's great hope that these new possibilities with high-speed broadband will energize education in Malaysia, inspiring educators to come up with creative means to teach a whole new generation of young minds. Despite being early in its inception, the effects of high-speed broadband is already looking promising with positive responses from consumers, businesses, and the government. After 3 years, Dato Sri Zam looks back fondly at the amazing journey.
Wow, the team is just fantastic. In fact, this whole project has pulled the team together. What he has created is created a new spirit. And the spirit's very high in TM right now. Everybody, wanting to work together with a single objective of making this a great success.
Malaysians have much to look forward to in a future with high-speed broadband.
This project is well on its way, surpassing its target. I'm looking forward in terms of a massive increase in high-speed broadband and for Malaysians to celebrate a more fulfilling lifestyle for all Malaysians.
It has been an extraordinary accomplishment for TM and Malaysia. With world-class next-generation high-speed broadband, the future possibilities for Malaysia are limitless.